hand in this matchup, definitely.
Now, I mean, Rubs, we did see, you know, we saw him play Braixen and Suicune yesterday. So Rubs not a stranger to having two Pokemon himself, of course. So it's going to be interesting here to see actually who they're playing, because we're not 100% sure. No, there is a Mewtwo. You're absolutely right. Fabilous is going with Mewtwo here, so yeah, we've got our little notes here, and we're recording which players are using which Pokemon, so that we can try and predict what the matchup's going to be, so we can give a little bit of prediction before the game starts. This doesn't make our job easier, Sebi.
Not at all, Ross. Not at all. I'm really looking forward to see a Mewtwo on stream again. I really like the character. You don't get into synergy mode that often because your normal attacks drain it. So, but they do a lot of damage. You are good in zoning. You are good at close combating. I really like Mewtwo. It dishes out a lot of damage. It's kind of fast, and we're gonna see again Mewtwo getting picked. I'm pretty sure he's picking Mewtwo. Yeah,
we're just sorting out the stadium.
Pardon?
We're sorting out the stadium. You see, in these tournaments, we always play in Ferrum Stadium. That is our stadium of choice, and it had been set to a random stadium. But we don't want to fight in no random stadium, Sebi.
No.
Ferrum Stadium, that's our home turf. That's where we're staying.
So, Ross, what do you think about the matchup? When Mewtwo is facing, for example, a Braixen or Suicune?
I think against both of those characters, it is a Suicune.
It is a Suicune.
Now, Mewtwo here, I think, has an advantage up close. I think he's got better Pokemon moves, and I think he really has got an advantage when they're going in toe-to-toe. Suicune, I think, has better zoning, but don't count out Mewtwo. Mewtwo, of course, he's got his Hyper Beam, and, you know, he's got options in the zoning game. But I suppose we're going to figure it out here. Mewtwo starting off, he's getting in close, straight away goes in for that grab.
And getting the first grab of the match, dealing the first damage of the match. Both players are a bit patient, trying to see how the other one is playing, and Mewtwo comboing for the first time. Suicune is back on the wall, trying to... Oh, and gets the counter, gets away from the wall, where it doesn't want to be, and Mewtwo is just waiting and blocking, and we see the Cresselia coming out for Rubs.
And Rubs, of course, using that Cresselia, gives him more HP, would get rid of negative statuses if there were any. Mewtwo, beautifully timed grab, right to Suicune, threw up that shield, threw up that guard. Now Eevee comes in with a helping hand, giving Mewtwo that HP recovery, that increased attack, gets in close, tries for the grab, but Suicune combos instead. Not a successful grab from Mewtwo there.
Definitely not. Mewtwo still got more speed on its sleeves. Attack buff, and trying to get close, but Suicune really is good in avoiding it. No start of juggling around, no combo this time. Mewtwo trying to get the grab, misses it unfortunately, but then it lands it.
A lot of damage there from the grab. Rubs is on the rope with his Suicune. Now we see the Synergy Burst, of course, gets him that HP recovery. Goes through Mewtwo, dropped the shield for just a second. Suicune came in, and that combo is going to take it. Rubs looked like he was on the back foot there, but then he came out and he won.
Yeah, that burst mod definitely helped. And Mewtwo is not known for having the most HP, so you just need to hit couple of times to get it down. It's not as low as Shadow Mewtwo, for example, but yeah.
Shadow Mewtwo does have the lowest HP in the game with 480. Now Mewtwo here, you see his Synergy Burst really is not filling up particularly fast, as it's not going to with Mewtwo. Suicune, however, he gets the grab, clearly working on that synergy gauge as well, and a little bit of caginess here, but here comes Mewtwo, hits with a Hyper Beam at very close range.
Look at the damage the Hyper Beam just dealt, and Rubs is calling for help. He calls out Cresselia and is trying to get away from the wall again, and starts the nice combo there, doing a good amount of damage.
17 hit combo, that is the combo that all those Suicune players absolutely love. Those upwards Aurora beams knocking them out of the air, just really beautifully done there. And if you're going to be a good Suicune player, you've got to master that combo.
I don't think we haven't seen a Mewtwo, a Suicune player who didn't master it, but Mewtwo gets the grab, well timed there. Suicune goes for the burst mode just to get away from the wall, but we see the knockout.
You see that poker combo coming in from Mewtwo, and that is all it's going to take. We even it up at 1 game apiece here, and you know, you've got to love how Fabilous using all those different Pokemon. Now we are into the deciding game of this set, the 3rd game. Suicune's coming out, taking advantage, finds Mewtwo from behind, knocks us into dual phase, and now just kind of backs off a bit, throwing up those walls of water and those jumping projectile attacks, and we've seen both those attacks a lot from Suicune players this weekend.
Well, look at the synergy bar, Ross, from the Mewtwo. Fabi might get it in a couple of moments, and if he goes into it, he will deal a whole lot of damage, and this might seal the game later on, but let's have a look.
He's got it. He's actually filled it up. Of course, all of Mewtwo's Pokemon moves get rid of his damage, get rid of his synergy gauge. Now he comes in close with the grab here. I mean, we've got to see a synergy burst, surely.
And
we see another grab. You know what he could do? Synergy burst and use Side Disaster, which is his burst attack, which is a grab. His grabs are working. Why not do the ultimate grab?
Look at this. Again, another grab.
He's
punishing
winning.
The blocking.
He's winning with grabs. He's just grabbing his way to victory. He is reaching out and grabbing victory.
And now he's in the health lead. 11 seconds left.
He's not
there
going to
it is.
them.
No.
He gets that little combo there. Takes down that Suicune. Very nicely played from Fabilous. And Fabilous now, he is up 1-0. It's a best of 5. We've got a long way to go in this matchup yet. But for a player that, if I remember correctly, I don't think we've seen play Mewtwo on stream so far. Now he just comes back on the stream with the Mewtwo, and he wins the first set.
This is absolutely impressive how good Fabilous is at maining 3 characters. We have seen him winning with every single character he used. It's unbelievable. And he gets off a really good start again. Mewtwo dealt the first damage. Now gets another grab. Like, he was winning the first match with the grab, the last match with the grabs, and he's really well in timing those. Again, another grab at the wall and comboing into a really nice attack there.
I think Rubs has got to start looking out for those grabs. Mewtwo is winning with those grabs. Another long-range Hyper Beam. That's crazy.
Those Hyper Beam hurt.
They hurt a lot. Problem is, of course, that if Rubs starts adjusting to try and get rid of the grabs, then Mewtwo can just use counter-attacks to win. This is the very nature of the attack triangle, but Mewtwo and Fabilous take that first game in the second set. Super aggressive fighting there from Mewtwo, and he just, that was just a really well-played game.
Well, that's the way to go with Mewtwo. Mewtwo is a really aggressive character, punishing, like, you want to block against Mewtwo a lot, but Fabi is really good at punishing those blocks with well-timed grabs. Not even cancelling grabs a lot. He's like, now Suicune starts a combo though. Rubs is trying to juggle the Mewtwo around. Like you said, those combos are mastered by almost every Suicune player. But again,
and it was actually off of a missed grab. Mewtwo missed the grab, and Rubs had actually jumped and did an air attack and punished the missed grab. So he is starting to react to those grabs that Fabilous is using so well. Here comes another one of those combos. Finishes it with an Aurora Beam. Gets the counter attack. Are we going to see the true sheer cold?
That was a really well-timed counter attack. Though Cresselia is coming for help, is Fabi gonna press the buttons and go into burst mode just to finish off, to get the life lead back?
No, he unfortunately he missed. Also, Rubs missed the true sheer cold there. Fabilous could well end up doing a synergy burst now. He's finally got it going. He's been eschewing those Pokemon moves so that he can keep that synergy gauge nice and full. But of course, it's all about timing.
Yeah.
Although he is running out of time here. There we go.
Here we go. We see the Mega Mewtwo X coming out, doing huge amount of damages. Well, the Suicune did a well-timed counter there, getting back from the wall and getting the knockout.
That air projectile, that jumping projectile, so well used. And now we're at 1 game each in this second set. And of course, Rubs really wants to even it up. He does not want to go down 2-0. Now, we do see some of those air projectiles again from Rubs, throwing them out, using those walls of water really effectively, trying to keep Mewtwo at bay because he does not like it when Mewtwo gets in close.
Definitely not, and this is, I really like this game. Like, it's such a close-ranged game for two known zoning characters, and Mewtwo usually got the upper hand when it comes to close. We see, speaking about the upper hand, he just gets the grab perfectly timed. Suicune is trying to go more aggressively this time around. He's trying to get off attacks as soon as possible to avoid those grabs and getting well-timed counters like this one. And Mewtwo punishes the grab from Suicune, perfectly timed there, getting in close again. But Suicune gets away with it by getting for a normal attack, punishing the attempt to get close, and we see a really nice combo there, Ross.
We saw the Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch that those Mewtwo like so well, really nicely done. Now we do see Mewtwo here hitting with the Hyper Beam again. Nice close range, very, very well done. And we do see the grab from Suicune though. He is not going quietly in this game. Rubs has only got a little bit of HP, but he's using it count. Is he going to hit with a true sheer
We saw the block, and we see the knockout on Suicune. Whoa, what a nice punish.
2-0 with Fabilous there. He just got that last little attack, and it really does look like Fabilous is in command of this game now. I mean, pulls out the Mewtwo from nowhere. We're seeing a lot of surprises on the stream so far.
But I really like it. Are we gonna see Rubs changing up characters? I think we have seen him using Breakson as well.
We have seen Breakson and Suicune from Rubs, and it might just be that he thinks, you know, it might be that he just doesn't like Breakson against Mewtwo, and he would rather just go with Suicune because he thinks that is the best chance he's got. Or he might think, you know what, Suicune isn't working. Yeah. I need to try something different. I've lost the first 2 sets. Breakson, if nothing else, it's a mix-up. And it really does look at the moment like Fabilous has Rubs' number playing Mewtwo against Suicune.
Let's have a look. We're gonna find out in a couple of seconds. A new challenger, and let's see what character are we gonna see. The Machamp! This is really interesting.
And now my notes get messier and
I
messier.
can see that, Ross. Stop noting down everything you did. Just a small place, but Machamp is really interesting. We have seen Golson using Machamp to big success, and Machamp wants to rush pretty close to Mewtwo, punishing all those attacks with its really good counter attack, and once he gets off the grab, he deals a huge amount of damage to the Mewtwo. Now he is close, getting up the attacks, getting the counter. Mewtwo back to the wall.
Yes, and Mewtwo jumps over him though, and here comes that. He would try to get a bit of a juggle against the wall, it didn't work, but now he's just working on that Machamp, bringing down the HP, but you can see how much more damage Machamp's attacks do than Mewtwo's attacks. You've got to wonder whether Rob saw Gorson in the previous game and went, oh, I can do that.
Yeah. I really like that choice of Machamp. He can get closer through like countering those projectiles. He can use the counter to get close to Mewtwo and get in grab range, and I think this is where we're gonna see now. Mewtwo is starting off a combo with Machamp being back to the wall. Machamp is already down to really low HP, but we see the grab landing on Machamp.
22 HP remaining for Machamp. Mewtwo seems to have this all sewn up, and there goes the counter attack for the win. And even with the Machamp, Fabilous still takes the win, and now we are on match point. One more game and Fabilous is going to be moving forward into the winners semi-finals. Now I do like Hyper Beam here for Mewtwo, because Hyper Beam is a counter-piercing attack, so Machamp can't just counter to get rid of it. Of course, when he comes in close, hits you in the air and gets you with a jumping grab, Hyper Beam's kind of an afterthought.
You're definitely right, Ross. But again, Mewtwo got the lead on the health bar again. Machamp goes into burst mode now. Once he gets off strong attacks now, that is gonna really hurt it for the Mewtwo. Let's have a look. Mewtwo starting off a nice combo there. This brings it time to just to get Machamp out of the burst mode. Saving time while your opponent is in burst mode is always a good thing. The Machamp tries to get in closer. Nope, burst mode is over now, which was kind of a waste on Machamp's end. Couldn't feel any damage at all, and
comes in close with that karate chop, doesn't really follow it up with anything, and Mewtwo there, just a couple of simple attacks, but now we see the counter from Machamp, and now he goes for the grab, but a normal attack from Mewtwo gets rid of that grab, and just a couple of HP, and he does it! Fabilous takes the win, 3-0 over Rubs. Fabilous, he came out with his Mewtwo, and we went, why is he using Mewtwo? That's why he's using Mewtwo.
You're definitely right. Like, he is really good at playing those characters. He got Mewtwo, he got Suicune, and he got the Pikachu Libre, and he knew Rubs, and he was like, oh, you gonna bring that? I'm gonna bring Mewtwo, you know? And he really showed that. He mastered